Bull or bear? I'm rolling the 5-ounce silver manhole covered called the US ATB series Everglades coin 2014, and she comes up a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in lovely but very hot Lauderdale by the Sea. Of course, all you local peeps know this is our hottest time of year, which is July and August. It's probably the equivalent to the winter time up north between January and February, but we get to wear shorts and flip-flops. Big difference there, I'm sure. But no less, hot day out there. It looks like the fish don't care. Same to them, no less. Well, that's a whole different story about the water temperature, but I'm not a fishing show. We're not going to talk about that. You know me, I can jump down rabbit holes pretty easy. That's the live LBTS, live Lauderdale, but no, live Deerfield Beach cam, not the live Lauderdale by the Sea pier. That thing is still broken down. Let's take a look at spot prices. And opening up on a Monday morning, we were kind of down overall, a little bit, $4 in gold, 6 cents in silver. Platinum up $10, which is kind of a tell for me. That probably means that we're going to see up prices in gold and silver tomorrow or maybe later this day. But again, that's just purely speculative on my part. And a little pattern that I've recognized with platinum seems to be leading the way when metals move dramatically either way. But let's see what happens at the end of the day. These are still bargain basement prices, no matter how you look at it. And speaking of bargain basement prices, the premiums on silver and gold products have dropped dramatically too. Given the slowness that we've seen in retail sales overall, I mean, we're still always busy, but I've seen a let up in the purchase of gold and silver, which is not untypical for this time of year as well, especially here in South Florida with the weather the way it is. It's the equivalent of you guys gearing up and going out in January temperatures at sub-zero. It's like walking on the sun some of the days here. It's been so hot. But no less bargain basement prices. I encourage people, in my opinion, that I think these are bargain basement prices to, if you're able to stack at these numbers, continue stacking, and now is really a good time as well. Like I said, premiums are really cheap. I'm going to kind of give you guys a clue what premiums are here shortly. Let's first get into the overnight markets. Let's see, this is last night's market. That's Friday, and there's Sunday last night, which is kind of sideways. Haven't seen much Sunday night monkey hammering. Most of the monkey hammering that I've been seeing is happening in the New York NYMEX markets at the opening. And of course, you can see that here. That's nothing more than just again, another manipulative move to drive the price down or keep the price of gold from going up dramatically, because that's probably what would have happened this morning had this not this little fake zip downward had not occurred. Again, I think they're just dampening the price of gold out there. Especially what's going on with the Brics out, the Brics nations. That's big news right now for a lot of people that seem to be caught by surprise by this. We've been talking about it for 3 years now at least, but markets kind of sitting about the same in that level in the overnight markets, and again, got monkey hammered a bit in the morning. Same thing with silver, following the same thing. There's no reason for silver to go down whatsoever. What kind of idiot sells a large amount of silver early in the morning like this? And the pattern has been not in the evening. See that red line on Sundays? Monkey hammer Sunday night and Monday morning. It's mostly been just monkey hammering Monday mornings, early in the morning. And here, this is just strange too, because gold and silver, when you talk about gold and silver, they seem to go hand in hand. They're both great stores of wealth. They've been around for thousands and thousands of years as a monetary metal. But they again have different uses and different availabilities out there. I'm in the camp that silver is much rarer than gold. Not available silver. Let me preface that with the word available silver. I believe that there's a lot more available gold out there than is available silver. Gold is not used in industry. It's not thrown away in radios and TVs too much. A very small amount is, but generally speaking, there's a tremendous amount of silver used in industry that's just simply thrown away into landfills. It's simply disappeared. Silver mining has not been at its height as far as the number of ounces mined per year. Scrap volumes are down substantially. I believe, again, that silver is a much rarer metal when it comes to available silver supplies. And some of you are going to say, well, Brian, you just said that the premiums on retail stuff is down dramatically. This is true. But remember, retail uptake in the silver markets is a very, very, very small segment of the entire silver market. A lot of silver is eaten up in, well, obviously, things like the ETF, SLV, PSLV. In addition to that, a lot of silver is eaten up in the industry processes as well. And again, this silver is not coming back in the market via scrap. It's not coming back in the market too much in mining. In fact, a lot of mines are shut down. It's not that profitable to mine silver, especially now with fuel costs going up dramatically. So again, I believe that silver is much rarer than gold. I think that silver, once it makes a move, we're going to see a double up pretty easily. You're not going to see a double up in gold. I think you'll see a double up in silver before you see a double up in gold. We've already seen gold hit its highs multiple times, and I'm going to get into that in a moment as well. Well, there's your graph for the overnight markets, Sunday markets, and then getting monkey hammered again in the CRIMEX New York NYMEX markets in the morning. Let's just talk about premiums right now. I'm going to get into some other things here real quick, but premiums down overall. Oh, hold on, no, we're not getting to premiums. I knew I put this page up for a reason. It wasn't talk about premiums. It was talk about an interesting, I did a search under the word undervalued assets. Actually, I was just simply looking for a picture of, you know me, my my production is like, I spend no money on production, obviously, not much time on it, but I was just going to get a picture of a sign that said undervalued asset. Lo and behold, I type in undervalued asset just to get a sign or something that says undervalued asset. What do I get? Silver, the world's most undervalued. Look at that. Look, when I type in undervalued asset, look, silver, 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 silver. Oh my gosh, pretty amazing there. I just kind of wanted to point that out, that if in the search engines, undervalued asset, the number one topic that comes out is silver over and over, even on the search engines. I mean, that should tell you something there. Let's take a look at the charts, gold prices versus silver prices, because I wanted to talk about that as well. I believe silver is much rarer again, in the volume that it's needed, and also in the number of ounces that are available at any given time. Gold, you could probably order any amount of gold and get it delivered fairly quickly. Silver in larger quantities, I don't believe is the case, and a lot of the guys like Ted Butler talk about that quite frequently as well. And again, retail sales does not represent a big chunk of silver, the silver market. Really, it doesn't. You know, in fact, retail sales, people that buy gold and silver bars instead of ETFs, instead of paper and other nonsense, and again, manufacturing, is a very rare breed, especially in America. You know, and like India, we know that Indians they shithole gold away. Excuse my language, but they do. They take gold and they stick it away for years and years. I mean, that's how they accumulate their wealth, not in Indian rupees, not in dollars, but in gold. In America, that's not quite so how we, quite how we do it. Americans are highly invested in derivatives and paper markets, and well, actually a very tenuous house of cards, you could say, or a Jenga. Well, right now you could say it's a Jenga set with a lot of the blocks at the bottom pulled out, but not many people invest in physical gold, silver, and platinum. That's why those lower premiums, and what we're seeing in lower premiums and lower sales to the physical smaller buyers is not indicative, or not an indicator. I'm sorry, not an indicator that you can't use that as an idea that, well, man, silver can't be rare. It's so available right now, and the premiums are down substantially. Again, this is just slowing down of retail sales. Maybe part of the summer doldrums. Maybe just part of people are bought in. The small segment of people out there that buy gold and silver, especially silver, have known about it for years. Now, I do see new buyers stepping in all the time, folks. There are new buyers coming in. There's people that come into extra money and are still buying silver. But I think that a lot of the physical stackers out there in silver are bought in right now. I really do. I think you're going to start to see the larger whales come in and start buying physical pretty soon, once they know that the paper markets are a sham. But here's why I think that silver is going to double up before gold will in our next boom market that we're going to see. Is that there's the orange line is silver, actually. I would think that it would be gold, but there you go. There's the orange line, silver. All-time high right there, 1980. Silver hit that. This is probably adjusted for, currency devaluation or deflation. But there's our all-time high. Silver hit almost $50 an ounce at that time. There's our second all-time high with silver right there in 2012. Silver hit close to that $50 mark as well, maybe a tad over. So we've seen two all-time highs with silver, spread out quite a bit actually, 1980 to 2010. That's 30 years right there, folks. And we have not seen silver hit its all-time high again. This in the face of, again, major shortages out there when it comes to physical metals available for these large funds that they have to have it on hand, like SLV and like PSLV. And the amount of silver running through the warehouses at COMEX and the other markets that they have to make delivery on. I think silver is going to do a double up here when we do see our next, easily do a double up. Where it goes from there, I don't think it's going to go down. I think it's going to stay at that level or probably go higher. But I believe we're going to easily see a double up in silver because, again, since about probably till this point right here, 1974, there's your first big market in silver, silver 572, coming up from that dollar range and $2 range it was at forever. But again, that's Nixon right there. That's Nixon. That's that whole inflationary period, the gas problems that we had. Sound familiar? So again, silver, two all-time highs. Now let's compare that to gold. How many all-time highs has gold has? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to venture that gold has been or has seen close to its all-time highs. I think solidly 3 times here, but maybe even 4. Again, these numbers are adjusted for inflation. Gold highs are over 2,000. I don't think we've seen 2,100 yet, but it's in the high 2,000s is where the gold prices have been. And we've seen 3 highs in gold, 2 in silver. Again, that leads me to believe, especially with the shortages we're seeing for the larger customers, again, not in our small, tiny physical silver market, but in the larger market overall, there are shortages out there. Hey, let's take a quick look at the dollar index, which really is a compare, not how much the dollar buys. Like when this number is up, and you see that graph right there that shows the dollar index up, that doesn't mean your dollar buys you more stuff. Necessarily, maybe to some degree in a trade situation against other currencies. This doesn't mean your dollar is more powerful and that you're going to go back and be able to buy gas for a quarter gallon like you could with a silver quarter. This is just a comparison against the other turds in the horse race to the glue factory, like the euro and all the other turds. But there's some odd things happening out there, and most of you folks, what's big in the news? What's big in the news is Brics. Intro to gold-backed reserve currency. This is something I've talked about for 3 years. Again, it seems to be big news to some people now. That's because I think when it comes to gold, silver, and economics and finance, this talking about Bretton Woods agreements and global finance and how the world is going to work when it comes to currencies and all this stuff. It's complicated stuff. Not many people want to read about it, much less talk about it, and a lot of it's secretive. It's made in the back rooms. These deals are made. Brics didn't start out like a big public thing. This is something that some of these guys probably talked about in the background for a long time before they created this. But I digress. What do I want to talk about Brics? Not that it's anything new or anything that would surprise us. This is what happens when we weaponize the dollar. That's something that everyone loved. Even during the height of the Cold War between Russia and the United States, Russians coveted U.S. dollars. I'm not sure if it was legal for them to have them or own them, but they loved the U.S. dollar. Our enemy loved the U.S. dollars. Our enemies all across the world used U.S. dollars, okay? And that was good for us. Even our enemy using our dollars to some degree was good for us because it made us the go-to currency. It made our economy kind of work in a different way to some degree, but there had to be a time when we paid the piper, and we are now, but primarily from, primarily from weaponizing the U.S. dollar again. It's weaponizing the U.S. dollar similar to what Budweiser did with their recent campaign on the, where they went to the Tran route. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't care either way. To me, that's just such an insignificant deal. But look what it cost Budweiser. So it's the same thing with the U.S. dollar. we weaponize the U.S. dollar, and basically what you got is you got a boycott by these nations. Says, you know what, we know at some point we're going to do something you don't like if we haven't already, like a few of these guys that you see here, and that we'd rather be involved with this. And the idea of being a gold-backed reserve currency too is appealing, but I got to tell you, folks, I'd bet you $1 to a donut that well, maybe donuts are more than $1. Probably, so it's not a good deal. But I would bet you that the gold backing with this reserve currency is going to be a gold backing that, like Nixon, pre-Nixon, I was going to say Roosevelt, but what Roosevelt did with the not allowing citizens to hold gold. I think it's going to be the same thing. I think that all these countries, yeah, they're going to be backed by gold, but does that mean you or I are going to be able to take our dollar, or not our dollar, but does that mean the Russians are going to be able to take their ruble, or Indians are going to take their rupees, and Brazil's going to be able to take whatever the heck it is they trade down there to, I forget the name of their currency, but are they going to be able to go and convert that to gold at the bank? I don't think so, and I think that's the misconception that a lot of gold folks out there may have. They're going to just kind of use it the same way they always have, as a guarantee that when I buy from this country or that country, when we buy from each other, if you're a Brics nation, that you're going to have gold to back up that currency that you have. And I believe that's the primary reason, not so that citizens can go and say, hey, I want, here's my rupee, give me a little bit of gold. That ain't going to happen, man. That's just not what's going to happen. That's not the kind of gold-backed reserve currency they're going to use. They're going to use the gold-backed reserve currency that they're going to keep in the country and just use as a guarantee against the fiat currency that they'll issue to some degree. Well, anyways, that's in the news, but you know what? It's stuff we've talked about so many times. What else is in the news out there we want to talk about? Good, I'm sorry I shouldn't say it, but I hate to see any humans get hurt, but that's not really a human there. Maybe I'm being rough. Putin held okay, not too much out here other than the regular stuff. BBC, what a bunch of they're just a mouthpiece for their intelligence agencies out there and their war machine, the BBC. But that's not unlike NPR and these other, CNN and MSNBC and Fox even. All right, they're all full of shit. Where are we going from here? Wow, that's got to be not for real. That's got to be a joke, right? Tell me that's a joke. And but again, that's just a diversion. This stuff is the diversion. Them getting you to focus on that kind of stuff, and even this. I hate to say it. Is a diversion from what's really, it's a diversion from wars, this kind of stuff. And, all terrible stuff, but a diversion from wars, a diversion from thinking about this kind of stuff. Diversions, when they get you to get angry at this certain segment of people that don't amount to really a hill of beans in the grand scale of percentages of people in the countries or in the world. Anyways, there's a rabbit hole. See, they got me jumping down that rabbit hole. I'm going to get out of there real quick and go to the CFT. Speaking of another bullshit, BS, the CFTC. Why am I bringing up the CFTC on my Twitter page? And make sure you look me up here on Twitter, because the CFTC just came out and said they statement regarding CFT settlement with First State Depository Company LLC for precious metals fraud. We can read about this. Interestingly, I know this guy. His name is Bob Higgins. I believe his name is in here. I met him at his very first coin show in Palm Beach. Up in Palm Beach, he had recently owned a gun shop prior to that, or did own a gun shop at the time, and that's beginning of his was the beginning of his career. And I talked to Bob Higgins from Argent, always polite. And I'm not going to get into my opinion on the guy personally, because again, people that I can't say for sure, but people that are con people can be polite. People that are polite can be polite. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but charging settlement their owner, Robert Higgins, okay, he's the owner, with engaging fraudulent deceptive scheme connection to purchase of precious metals, blah, blah, blah. Leasing programs called the Maximus Program and the Silver Lease Program, though, which a fraudulent citizen misappropriated $7 million funds and sold from 200 customers. $7 million sounds like a lot, folks, but really, and I'm glad the CFTC is doing this kind of stuff. And Bob Higgins is obviously getting what they believe he deserves, which is likely true. Again, I don't know all the details behind this, but let's take a look here. He has as much as 112 million in assets. We're missing from $112 million. We're missing from SD, including over 500,000 American silver coins. Defendants deceived customers by suggesting they were holding coins on behalf of customers. Over 9,000 gold coins were also missing from them. The receiver found that defendants brazenly left IOU slips and empty. IOU slips. So obviously, there's something called other people's money. And typically in the world, you can make good, fair, honest money on OPM, other people's money, providing they know you're doing it. And providing you're doing it to make money, not borrowing other people's money to pay bills. If you got me here, this is kind of where we're going. Wow. And IOUs. But you can read more of this right here. But my point is it's a $7 million fraud. And again, I'm glad this kind of thing has been nipped in the bud here. Hopefully everything gets taken care of, and fines are paid and people are paid back, and justice prevails. We'll see what happens here. But again, CFTC. Them going after this guy for $7 million, this is something that the states should do, not a federal regulatory agency. I mean, it's such small numbers, folks. The regulatory agencies and these people that are running these regulatory agencies are going after, these tiny, why they go after these tiny people like Higgins from Argent and First State. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but those kind of deals should be done on a state level. Not on the level of, and they should be done on a state level. Every state should have, an enforcement agency that goes after crimes like this, financial crimes like this. CFTC should focus on doing what they're supposed to do, is being a regulatory agency against the big banks and the big whales and the people that don't do $7 million in fraud, but do $7 billion in fraud, and that's what they don't fucking do. This worthless organization does absolutely nothing but go after small turds, and then make a big deal about small turds, going after these small turds. And the other thing is keeping their jobs. They probably, they're probably getting more than $7 million a year in funds to keep their effing jobs. Okay, and they have to look like they're doing something, since they don't really regulate the markets and they don't regulate the COMEX or the commodities markets like they're supposed to. What they do is they go after, again, small turds. They throw up their arms. Look, we're doing great stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Keep the money flowing so we can keep our effing jobs. They are worthless, folks. They are worthless. Anyways. Hey, listen, catch me. If you want to catch me on Twitter, I'm out there, man. Let's talk about this stuff here. Where's my Twitter thingy? Here, let me reduce that page a little bit so I don't know where I'm at. There's my profile page. Brian Kuzmar, nationally known second-generation precious metals dealer. Let's talk more about this, folks, and I'll show you how you can get a hold of the CFTC group and all their people here as well. Meanwhile, let's talk premiums. Told you I was going to get to that eventually. Lower premiums, folks. Lower prices, lower premiums. If you still got money to pull the trigger and buy more, and that was your intent to do it, then now's a good time. Gold Eagles dropped even a little bit more. I think retail on them is around spot plus. Let's see here, $115. Bars. Let's see if bars have dropped. Yeah, a little bit actually. Bars are down a little bit. I think they're going to be spot plus. Spot, no, about the same, maybe down $5 or something. The spot plus $80. Hang on. So let me look at the Gold Eagles retail. Should be closer to, spot plus 125. But overall, it looks like premiums are down. Not as much in the gold products. Again, $5, maybe $5 difference in gold products across the board. A lot of the gold products remain the same. Silver is where we're seeing some lower prices. 90% U.S. silver coin. Let me type that in there for a 90% U.S. silver coin, what some people call constitutional money. Constitutional coin is, there we go, images, is down substantially. Even the ask price is down. It looks like the spread is probably, the bid prices are around wholesale, probably around $1, give or take a quarter, thereabouts, maybe a little bit more. Ask prices are around $3.50, give or take a half a buck or so. Again, depending on the dealers and their needs and such like that. 1 ounce bars, 1 ounce silver bars, man, those prices, they're down dramatically, man. They're like spot plus $3 or less retail, spot plus 310 or less retail. Good deal, I would say. Same thing with 10-ounce bars. Lots of silver product available out there, folks, so don't be overpaying for silver. I think SD, JM, and a lot of these guys are still charging the old prices. I can beat their prices substantially. Here, let me get in my advertising. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any amounts from $1 to millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, and platinum, check us out. We can beat SD, Atmex, and JM Bullion for their reasonably priced products. And if you don't have a good local dealer in your state or in your local area, give us a call. Maybe we can help you out. Our hours are Mondays through Fridays, 10 to 4. There's our phone number right there. Now, folks, I can't always answer the phone. I have a staff that does that. So, if you ask for me and you don't get a hold of me, please don't be disappointed. But again, you can catch me out on my the comment section we'll get to, and you can catch me on Zero. You can speak to me directly in these formats if you ever want to give me a call. But if you're looking to do any kind of business, again, $1 worth to millions of dollars worth, please give us a call at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. We will beat the big guys online, because who do you want to beat? You want to beat the big reputable guys, and we'll beat we'll beat the local dealers down here. And if you don't have a good local deal in your area, maybe we can help you out there too as well. So you don't have to buy from the big gorillas, the big honest gorillas. I like those guys. They are nice guys. But if you want to beat anyone, who do you want to beat? The big honest nice guys. All right, let me move into moving out of here. Where are we going to go from here? 90%. Oh yeah. What are the other good deals in silver? Everything, man. Everything. Whatever you can buy in silver is a good deal, as long as you're not paying more than. Oh, hold on. I didn't talk about Silver Eagles. Where are Silver Eagles at right now? Silver Eagles, still too much money, folks. I'd stay away from them, even though the premiums are down substantially. If you got to buy Silver Eagles, don't pay more than $8, spot plus $8 or so. At most, don't pay more than that. And that's even probably double what it really should be. Just overpriced. That's it. Let me get into last week's video, which I think got terrible views, and I can tell you why, because my title, Happy This Day. I don't think YT algos like these kind of this kind of thing right here. And plus, we talked about some stuff. I'm sure the algos caught me on that as well. But terrible views on that video, but not a bad video. If you want to watch it, go ahead. I told you what not to buy, and I usually do. Let's see. Let me go to the bottom. Not too many comments here to talk about as well. I think it may have been a holiday week too. I think I did this the day before, a day after the holiday. Hey, buy stocks. What's up? Silver Liner says metal always takes a hit at the beginning of every recession. I think it'll be announced at the end of the third quarter. I think we've been in a recession. I just think the numbers don't show it, because the numbers lie, and the numbers are run by liars. Thanks, Silver Liner. Mark Hall says. Been in the market since 1950s. Oh, wow. Used to take my paper out. I had a paper out, too. Those were the days, sir. Great to see you at the Collectorama Coin Show. You too, Conscious Dragon. Thank you very much for getting out there. Craven, Fox Bodies 2479 says, wise men say that mankind lost his soul when he started wearing shoes. It is how you hide your intent to Mother Earth, what you plan to do to her. Interesting comment. Thank you. Walter, talking about the PCGS green labels, the rattler holders that I told you they're worth a lot more money than what the coins are inside them. People are collecting holders now, for you coin nerds out there like me. They're collecting the PCGS holders, the old rattler green with the green labels. The first generation PCGS holders are worth more than some of the coins that are inside them, folks, especially for the more esoteric stuff. And no, Walter, it doesn't extend right now to ANAX ICG. Maybe NGC has something called a black label that's pretty rare. You want to look for those black labels. Again, the people are collecting holders. Do I suggest people collect holders? No, I think people collect barf bags, man, and matchbook covers. So that doesn't mean collecting plastic certification holders is bad, but I don't get it. But meanwhile, if you can get the money for it, why not? Get rid of it. It's a trend, and it's a fad, in my opinion. How long it'll last, I don't know. And I don't give financial advice, because I'm really bad at it. I just know my market, the silver market. Sure that, yeah, it did. I think that the title did tank the video for this, because, again, the YT gods don't like that kind of talk. Get your back straight, bro. Silver to the moon? Yeah, we're going to see a double up here, and better. I think we're going to see $50 broken here. We have to before long. The market is broken. American dollar is protected by a good old taxpayer. U.S. has many assets. Man, I think they've blown through all that assets, dude. $30 trillion, it's incomprehensible. What is $30 trillion? I don't think we have it. Enjoy the dream life. $30 trillion. What the hell's a trillion? All right. Hey, that's it. Thanks, man. This is Brian Kuzmar. If you don't catch me here on this particular social media channel at YouTube, you might catch me over here at this one. Maybe it means I got kicked off the other. Maybe it means I just got sick of... Nah, I won't go there. But you can also catch me on this channel here, Good Free Speech Forum. There's my name. You can pause it and please ask me questions. Get me more involved out there. That's it, folks. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811. If you're looking to buy any types of gold, silver, and platinum products from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth, we can help you out. We beat APMEX, SD&J, and Bullion. And don't forget, we also do rare coins too, paper money, other cool stuff as well. We're really good at that, just as good. And I think that's it, man. Thanks. Have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.